Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Michaels here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can calculate for line use line cover change detection. So we have already calculated for our line use line cover for 2 years. That's the 2020 and then the 2024, as you can see on the content here. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to find a change that will occur between these 5 years, from the 2020 to the 2024. That's the 4 years, right? Sorry. So we are going to calculate the changes between these 4 years. So what we are going to do is we are going to calculate for the changes between the two and then find out how much a built-up area has changed from 2020 to 2024, how much vegetation, how much water body and then other classes has changed from 2020 to 2024, which help policymakers to make an informed decision about how the places are changing and then the intervention that they need to make. So if you are new on this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And then if you are new here and then you have no idea about how to calculate for line use line cover map, you can check under my page, where you can find a lot of videos about line use line cover, either on ArcGIS Pro or ArcMap. You can find it. So this is the video I'm talking about. You can just watch this one to know how to download satellite image and then process it to be like this before you calculate for your change detection. That we are about to do it. So let's quickly get into it. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to convert these classes from raster to polygon. Now these classes are on raster, and then we cannot perform any statistical analysis on raster layer, so we need to convert it from raster to polygon. So we are going to convert it from raster to polygon. To convert your data from raster to polygon, you need to go to your geoprocessing tool, which I have already opened my geoprocessing tool. And then if you don't have your geoprocessing tool, you can just go to your analysis here and then click on tools, or you go to your view here and then you click on geoprocessing tool here. So this is my geoprocessing tool, and then we are looking for raster to polygon, and then raster to polygon can be found on the analysis tool. So your conversion tool. So you locate your conversion tools here, and then you can see we have from raster here, and you click on the drop down, and then you can see we have raster to polygon here. Or simply you can just type here raster to polygon. You click here, you can just type raster to polygon here, and then it will appear for easy. So we are on our raster to polygon space. So we have our input raster, our field output feature. So input raster will be our layer, that's the line use line cover 2020, and then field will be our value, which has already selected. And then let's locate this one to where we want to save this data. So this data, I want to save it on this folder, which I'm going to locate this folder here. So I have this folder here where I want to save it here. As you can see, I have this folder here, and then I'm going to name it as raster to polygon. (2020). Then I click on OK. So as you can see, we have our raster to polygon 2020 here, and then you leave the rest default, then you click on run. Okay, so we have our raster to polygon layer here for 2020. So we are going to do the same for 2024. So the same process, you choose your 2024 layer field, you maintain the value, and then you go to your output polygon here, then you select where you want to save it. As I just save it, so let's save everything on one folder so that we can just locate everything on time. So this one will be from our raster to polygon 2024, click on OK, then you run it. You leave all these default, then you run it. Alright, so after getting your raster to Polygon for the 2 layers, what you are going to do next is you are going to right click on the layer and then check our attribute table and see what we have gotten there. So you right click on this layer, you go to your attribute table. As you can see, I've already opened my attribute table here. You can see we have our grade code here, we have our ID, and so we are going to dissolve this grade code here, and it's very simple. So on the same geoprocessing tool as I open here, you click on this arrow to go back, and then you type dissolve here. Okay, so as you can see, we have our dissolve here. That's our data management tool here. You click on it, and then our input future will be so let's first do for our 2020, because that's what we are doing for the first one. So let's locate it where we want to save it. Okay, so this will be our dissolve 2020. Okay, so this is our dissolve 2020, and then dissolve field, you choose grade code because that's what we are dissolving. So on your dissolve field, you choose grade code, then you leave the rest default, and then click on run. So after dissolving the 2020 layer here, we are going to do the same dissolve for our 2024. So what you did for your 2020, you need to do the same for your 2024 layer. So we are going to do the same here. Okay, so let's just change this one to 2024, and then our grade code, we maintain our grade code here, and then we click on run. Okay, so now we have our raster to Polygon for the 2 years, our dissolve for the 2 years. So what we are going to do next is we are going to create a layer for the dissolve field for 2020 and the 2024. One field will be our land use land cover, so we are going to name all the classes, and then the other field will be our area. So we're going to calculate area for 2020 dissolve and then area for 2024 dissolve. So let's quickly get into it. So you right click on it, you go to your attribute table. So on your attribute table, you click on add a field here. Okay, so the first field will be our land use land cover 2020, and then our okay, so our data type, our field name is land use land cover. Our data type is going to be test because we are going to type the class name there, so you need to choose test from the data type here. Then you click on add new field, then we are going to add our new field here. So the field name will be area, and then the data type will be double because the data may contain decimal value. Maybe you can get maybe 22 point something, so we are going to it's going to contain a decimal point, so we need to choose a double, and then we click on save here. Alright, so after saving, you can just close this field here, and then we can view those fields that we just created here. So you can see we have our land use land cover here, and then we have our area here. So we are going to type the class's name here. Alright, so this is our class's name for 2020 water body. So we are going to type everything here. So let me try to copy this one. Okay, so let's just type it here. have our build tab here. We have our barrier line here. I'm sorry. We have our barrier line here. We have our sparse vegetation here. And then the last is our vegetation. And if you are creating the classes, you can make this one dense vegetation, but I just use vegetation for it. So after getting all your classes, you are going to calculate for the area. So you right click on the area here, go to calculate geometry here. So on your calculate geometry field, you choose your dissolve, which it has automatically chosen. Then you go to your property here, then you select your area geodesy, and then you choose your coordinate system and then your area unit. So the area unit you can choose from a lot of them. We have square kilometer, hectare, square meter, square, statue mass, and then the others. So this one you're going to use square kilometer here, and then we choose our coordinate system. So if you don't know how to set your coordinate system, I'm about to make a video on how to choose coordinate system even when you are not doing land use land cover. So a simple way to choose your coordinate system, you go to your projected coordinate system, and then you go to your UTM, select your zone, then you choose your coordinate system. But because of time, I already have my coordinate system at my favorite here, so I'll just click on it. Okay, and then I'll click on OK. Okay, so as you can see, we have our area here and then our classes here. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the same for 2024. But before that, let me save this one here. Okay, so I have saved this one. So let's quickly do for dissolve 2024. The same process. You go to your attribute table, you go to add a field. The first field will be your land use land cover 2024, data type test, because you're going to type the classes name there, and then the next field will be your area, and then data type you choose double because it's going to contain a decimal values. Then after this one you save it. Okay, so after saving this one, you can close this one. Now you have your class, your land use land cover here, your area here. So you are going to type the class's name here. So let's check how the class name has been arranged. So we have water body built up. So the first one is water body here. Okay, we have water body here, and then built up 2 is here. We have our barren here, and then the next class is our sparse vegetation. And then we have our vegetation. So this is the same as barren land, but I forgot to add a land. So make sure when you are doing your own, you add it. So go to you right click, go to calculate geometry. The same process for the first one. You choose your property here. That's the area geodesy. Then you choose your coordinate system, and then your area unit. So the area unit, we are going to choose the same area unit that we use for 2020, and then we select our coordinate system here, which you can see we have our coordinate system here. Then we click on either apply or OK. So let's just click on apply. Okay, so we have our area here, so let's save it. Okay, so now we have our dissolve 2024, our dissolve 2020 already have the land use land cover and the area. So the next step we are going to do is we are going to intersect the two. So we are almost done. So you go to your processing tool, then you type your intersect here. Okay, so we have our intersect here. So we are going to intersect the dissolve 2020 and then the dissolve 2024. Okay, so after getting your intersect, so this is so let's save it at where we are saving. Okay, so intersects 2020 2024, click on OK. You leave all the rest defaults and then you click on run. Okay, so as you can see, we have our intersects field here. So we are going to right click on our intersects and then see what we have. Okay, so this is our intersect here, and then we have our classes for 2020 and then we have classes for 2024. So we are going to create two fields for the intersect. The first field will be our line use land cover change detection, and then the second field will be our area change. So area change for 2020 and then the 2024. So you go to add a field here. So the first field is change detection. Okay, so I think the sentence is too long, that's why it flagged red. And then our type will be test, and then the next field will be our area change. Okay, so this will be our area change, and then we choose double for this one, then we save it here. Okay, so now here you need to pay attention to this one. So now we have our change detection here, and then we have our area change here. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to calculate for our change detection. So we right click on it. This one we are not going to choose calculate geometry. This one we are going to calculate for the field. So you go to your field calculator, then on your field calculator you can see we have a change detection here, and then your code block here. So we are using our change detection here, and then this one we are using land use land cover 2024, and then our land use land cover 2020. We are not using the dissolve field, we are using land use land cover 2020 and then land use land cover 2024. That's the original layer that we created. So the first layer we are going to choose is our land use land cover 2024 here. Then we are going to type plus minus plus here, and then you put your cursor on the minus, then you type your either exclamation or quotation mark here, and then the same thing. So one at the back, one at the front here, as you can see here. Then you add your last layer, that's the land use land cover 2020 here. So now we have our land use land cover 2024 plus minus double quotation plus line use line cover 2020, then you click on apply. Okay, so now you can see we have our line use line cover change this, and that's the water body to water body. So we are going to calculate for the change for this one. So how built up has changed to built up, how barren land has changed to built up, how sparse vegetation has changed to built up. So we are going to calculate for that one. That one we just right click on it, we choose our calculate geometry here, and then after choosing your calculate geometry, the same process that we did for the dissolve field, you choose your area geodesy here, and then you choose your area unit and then your coordinate system. So let's choose our area unit as our square kilometer, which you need to be consistent. When you are using square kilometer, use square kilometer. When you are using hectares, use hectare. So let's choose our coordinate system here. So now we have our coordinates here, and then you click on OK. Yeah, I'm coming. Okay, so now we have our area change here, and then we have our change detection here. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to convert this layer back to, you see this, the time we are starting, we convert it from raster to polygon. Now we are going to convert it back to from polygon to raster. So the same process, go to your geoprocessing tool here, and then you choose your polygon to raster. So we can see it here. Let me go down. Okay, so to raster here, you can see we have to raster here. Then you select your polygon to raster here. Okay, so you choose your intersects. Your field will be your change detection, and then you have all these fields untouched. Then you click on run. Okay, so now you can see we have our change detection here, so you can adjust the colors to fit your, but the most important thing is this one. You right click on this one so that you can get all the values, and then you can copy this these values to Excel for further analysis. So thank you very much. So this one, you can just check this value, you will get a proper value for your change detection here. Then you do your layout and everything. So thank you very much for this video, and I hope this video was helpful, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and then comment. Thank you very much.